Hey y'all, it's Dave here from Baking with Fox Hollow Kitchen. Today we're going to turn up the heat and make some tasty chicken fajitas. If you want to learn how, then join us today, only on Baking with Fox Hollow Kitchen. Hello to all my Fox Hollow fam, I'm Dave and welcome to Baking with Fox Hollow Kitchen. This week we're turning up the heat with some delicious chicken fajitas. I'm going to show you how. They're simple, they're tasty, and they're so good. So if you're ready, then let's have some fun. Alright, the first thing we need to do is whip up some seasoning for our fajitas. So for that I'm going to take 1.5 tablespoons of chili powder, 1.5 tablespoons of cumin, 1 teaspoon of oregano, or sorry, that's garlic powder. 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1/2 teaspoon of paprika, 1/2 teaspoon of oregano, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. And we're just going to mix this together here. Get that nice and mixed together so that it's completely stirred up. And then we'll move on. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we have 3 or 4 chicken breasts. These ones are kind of small, so I'm using 4. And we're going to sprinkle them liberally with this seasoning and make sure it gets all into everything. Just rub it on there with your hands if you need to. Get it all over on all sides. We're going to do this with all 4. Don't be afraid to use it all up. Use up all the seasonings. Get it all over if you can. Rub it in there really good with this last piece. Okay, now that we got these coated with as much seasoning as we can, we're going to throw these in the refrigerator and let them sit overnight. You don't have to do that, but it does get the flavors in a little better. We're just going to let them refrigerate overnight, and then we'll get back to them in the morning. Alright, before we take our chicken out of the refrigerator, we're going to cut up some peppers and onions. So I'm going to cut up some different colored peppers. Green, red, yellow. Give it some color. And we're going to slice them into thin strips is all we're going to do. So I'm just going to cut them like that. Come down the middle. And we're just going to make thin strips out of these. These peppers. Again, use different colors, green, red, yellow, whatever you have. I'm actually using poblano peppers instead of the green peppers because that's what I happen to have. Poblanos have a little more spice to them, and the flavor will come mainly from the other colored peppers. So give it a little kick with the poblanos. Otherwise, just use green pepper, red pepper, yellow pepper, whatever you have. And I'm going to throw everything into a bowl. We don't need to keep everything separated. I'm just going to throw it together in a bowl here with my strips of pepper. And then I'm going to cut up an onion and do the same thing. We can throw it all in the same bowl. We don't need to separate everything. We'll just throw it all in at once. And just keep going. and that looks like about all our peppers. So I'm going to put these aside and we're going to move on to our onion.
Okay, this definitely adds some nice color to the fajitas.
Absolutely, it does.
Definitely super excited.
Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing with my onion. I have a medium yellow onion here. I'm going to cut the ends off. Get the skin off of here first. And cut the ends off of it. Okay, so normally I would dice this onion, but instead, because we're making fajitas, I'm going to cut it into strips. So to do that, we're going to cut it in half first, and then just cut down into thin strips, lengthwise. Okay, and this is way more vegetables than we're going to need, but I'm going to put it in the bowl with my peppers and mix them together a little bit. Just mix them up, kinda, and then we're ready to go. All right, I have some oil heated in a very large frying pan over medium heat, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my chickens to it. Let them sit in that oil. And we're going to cook these over medium heat about 5 to 7 minutes per side once the oil heats up a little more. And when they're done, we're going to take them out. Okay, I think these are about ready to flip over. So we're going to get our tongs out here. Oh yeah, they're looking good on that side. So we're going to flip them over here. Nice and golden brown with all those spices. And let them cook another 5 to 7 minutes on this side to get nice and dark and nice and done in the middle. That's what we want. Okay, I think our chickens are done here. So we're going to take them up and set them aside to rest.
Oh, Dave, they look amazing. Can't wait to try them.
Oh yeah, they look really good.
Yes.
So we're going to set these aside.
Looks great with all the seasoning and everything. I think you outdid yourself with this.
These are really good. Okay, and now we move on.
Alrighty.
All right, next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our vegetables that we made earlier and put them in the same pan.
Okay.
Okay, I probably didn't have to use all of them, but they'll be all right. They'll shrink up a little bit.
Yeah, that's definitely going to add some color to the fajitas.
Oh, absolutely.
Now, tell me, what it is for anybody who hasn't had a poblano pepper? How would you kind of describe the taste of it?
Poblano is kind of like a green pepper. It has a more mild flavor than a green pepper does, but it's got a little bit of heat to make up for it.
Okay.
Okay. So that's what we're using today, just because that's what we had. So we're going to use the poblanos instead of green peppers.
Now, if you had your choice of pepper, what type of pepper would you have used for these?
Just what we use, the multicolored bell pepper plus the poblano adds a little bit of kick to it.
Okay.
But that's totally up to whoever's making them. That's just for personal preference.
No scorpion peppers?
No scorpion peppers. Fajitas aren't supposed to be really hot, so we just want maybe a little heat, and that's about it.
Okay.
Okay?
Alrighty.
Now while my veggies are cooking here, I'm going to take the chicken that I put to rest and I'm going to slice it using my sharp knife into thin strips. Alright, I think we're good here now that our peppers are almost completely softened. We don't soften too much. We're going to throw our chicken back in that I cut up into strips. We're also going to take a half of a lime, throw the juice in there, and we're going to stir this back together. Don't want to break up the chicken too much. We want to keep it intact, and we're going to put it in here and let it reheat. And we are pretty good to go. Give it a couple minutes to heat up and get everything together, all the flavors together. And then we'll be good. And finally, of course, we're going to assemble our fajitas. I have some warm shells here. And we're going to take some of the filling that we just made and just lay it in here. Our strips of chicken. Look at that chicken. That's good looking chicken. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little avocado in here, because why not? And then a little couple drops of sour cream. You can use whatever you want. If you have pico de gallo, little cheese wouldn't hurt it necessarily. And then we're just going to roll this up and we'll eat it like that. And we'll go ahead and make another. And now for the best part, of course, the taste test. Here we go. Oh, those are so delicious. Just the right amount of spice and just the right amount of kick. You guys are going to love it.
If you like this video or any of our other videos,
be sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons and stay tuned for future shows.